All right, today is the day. Actually, I wonder if I should shut the car off because it's kind of loud. All right, so today is the day that we are going to talk about the things I do not like about this 2024 Mustang GT. I've driven this car for about 4,500 miles. I've owned it for just under 6 months. And now I can truly say the things that I don't like about it. And it's a hard video to make because I really do love this car. It's a beautiful car. It has the power. The interior, in my opinion, is luxury. I'm sure I'll hear about that in the comments. But it's a great car, except for these 5 things. But on the way here, I was reminded of another one. So there's gonna be 6 things I don't. First thing I don't like about this car is actually on the inside. So you can set the shift indicator on this vehicle to whatever RPM. I think it's between 4 and 72,000 RPMs. And then once you enable that, it will flash or show some type of graphical animation, letting you know you are getting near that shift point. Awesome, I love it. I had this enabled for a while. And then I noticed every couple of days, I'm not sure what the actual time frame is, but every couple of days it resets it to 4,000 RPMs. And this is kind of annoying because when you're doing standard driving, you're getting close to that 4,000 RPM shift point, depending on, if you hop on the highway, how you drive your car. So there's constantly lights flashing then being like, hey, shift, shift. And then I'm like, what's going on? So then you have to go into track apps, reset that. And it's annoying because while you're driving, you can't access track apps. So you have to come to a complete stop and then driving stick, trying to touch the screen. It's a hassle. I just wish, hopefully in a future update, they'll fix that so it just stays at the RPM limit you set. That is number 1. Did you open my drink? Wife privilege. Yeah. Number 2. I think this is the main reason a big reason what is deterring people from buying this car. It is that there's no tuning available yet. New high score. I try to stay up to date on the Mustang news, and it sounds like there will be no tuning on these cars for at least the next 1.5 to 2 years. So hopefully for us consumers, we'll have access to that within like the next year, 1.5 to 2 years. I'm not quite sure, but that's what the forums are saying. This is a good segue. So going from the tuning thing to my point number 3. Point number 3 is when you drive the car and it reaches that red line, the RPM red line, right? It's at like 7,500 RPMs. As soon as you hit that red line, it cuts the power. And this was kind of scary the first time I was driving this car. I pushed it up on the RPMs and like it touched it and it cut all power. It's a weird feeling, and especially if you're trying to push the car, get up to speed, if you're tracking the car, doing drag races, anything like that, you essentially have to shift a couple RPMs, a couple hundred RPMs early in order for the car not to cut power when you hit that red line. So that's kind of annoying, and that's why tuning would also be great, because then you can tune the car to, surpass a few hundred RPMs past red line. That's why I like the shift indicator, but it keeps resetting. So all 3 of those are kind of, one major issue I have with the car. So another little gripe I have with this car is when I purchased it, I got the 401A package, and I thought this comes with lane centering. But the car only, it helps keep it in the lane, but it's not lane centering. So like the whole point of this car was to have the adaptive cruise control, the lane centering, kind of like a Tesla, but a V8, 486 horsepower American muscle car. But I mean, it's still nice to have like the lane keep assist where it bumps you back in. It is a lot better than the BMW 330i I had. That lane centering or lane keep assist was horrible, absolutely disgusting. So take note of that if that's something you wanted. It's not available on the Mustang, at least the Mustang GT. I don't know about the EcoBoost. this is kind of like, I'm gonna put these two together. I guess these could be two separate points. I feel like the shifting on the MT82, I don't know if it's like clunky or like, it's not smooth, you know? And I haven't driven the Tremec transmission, so I don't know what to compare it to. My first car I learned on was a Hyundai Tiburon GT, and that had a stick shift. That was way back though, so I don't really remember what that felt like. But I feel like the shifting is a little clunky. So I don't know, maybe I should just, you know, test drive a Mach 1 or you know, a dark horse so I have something to compare to. But I mean, it still shifts good. It just doesn't shift amazing, you know? And a second point about the transmission, specifically the Rev Match. A lot of people don't drive with Rev Match. I liked it at first because it was nice to, you know, downshift, go, vah, vah, you know? And I still have it on occasionally. The problem is when you downshift, right? You can only downshift to a certain RPM. So let's say you're on the, I don't know, on a back road. You know, let's say the back road is 55 miles an hour. You're in 5th gear. You shift down 5th, 4th, 3rd. I believe 3rd, the RPMs would be too high. 2nd gear, definitely too high. So it would try to rev match. I don't think it can go past 4,500 RPMs when you do the rev match. So it would try to go up and then just fall. So that's just something to keep in mind. My fix for this is when you downshift at those higher RPMs, I just have my foot on the gas and I press down a little bit. So I kind of do the rev matching for the vehicle at those RPMs, and that fixed the issue. It's fun to downshift now, but yeah. Okay, and the last thing that I don't really like about this car, this is apparent every time I hop in the vehicle. It's really annoying. This could also be fixed with the software update, but it is the Apple CarPlay on this car sometimes doesn't connect my audio, right? So it pops up with the Apple CarPlay, you know, I can see my maps, I can see my Spotify, but the audio doesn't go through, right? So I did find a fix for this. You have to turn on Wi-Fi so the Apple CarPlay disconnects, turn off Bluetooth to reconnect Bluetooth, and then once Apple CarPlay boots back up, it connects 100% of the time, at least for me. But I'd say probably 35% of the time I hop in the car and I like go, my Apple CarPlay is not connected. And my phone is with me. Well, Apple CarPlay is connected, but the audio isn't. So I don't know if this is a software issue. I haven't really looked into it on the forums to see, you know, what can we do about it. That's really all the negative things I have to say about this car. Otherwise, it's amazing. It's a great daily driver. The trunk room is awesome. The back seats fold down. It's a great looking car. It sounds amazing. It's got that horsepower. It does decent in the snow once you put 200 pounds of sand in the back and have snow tires. It's a good car. But yeah, let me know down below what you guys think. Is there anything I missed? But I mean, I'm in love with this car. If I could go back to the day I purchased it or the day I sent in my order, I would keep it the same way. Maybe I would go with the Performance Pack just so I could have the Performance Pack spoiler on there, because they're very expensive if you buy OEM from Ford and there's no aftermarket parts yet. But overall, I'm in love with this car. I would love to hear what you guys think. And yeah, I will catch you guys on the next Mustang video.